It's Laurie at Sew Right Sewing Machines, and I am here today sitting in front of what? A serger. Why? Me, when Marianne normally does the serger technical aspects on our videos. I'm here because I'm trying to get my fear over sergers as a novice and to show you what exciting things can happen as a novice with the L890. I have a lot of assistance thanks to the guided mode that the screens provide. So I'm going to take you step by step on how to change all these threads out, because I won't need them all, from a overlock stitch to a cover stitch, and more particularly a chain stitch. So I'm going to show you how to thread this machine up for a chain stitch. Okay, I booted up the screen, and you see right now currently it has a 4-thread overlock stitch. The reason why it has this stitch on is the machine recognizes that I've got this whole thing set up for that particular stitch, which is an overlock stitch. The stitch I want to achieve is a cover stitch. So how do I get to that? I'm going to go here to this particular icon, and you'll see these folders. And within these folders lies the stitch I want. And I believe it's under folder number 2, which says cover. And here we go. I'm looking at the stitches here, and this looks like the chain stitch to me. If I don't know it, I'm going to hit the question mark, and I'm going to hit that stitch. And it's a 2-thread chain stitch. Okie dokie. So whenever you have a problem, look for the question mark. Don't just blindly start touching folders. You have help here, all right? All right, so now that I know what it is, I'm going to select it. Since I am in the guided mode, I have to follow all these steps to get to the point where I can create the cover stitch. And because I have all these threads lined up, it's going to take me step by step through the process. So the first thing it tells me to, I'm going to check this because I'm going to say this is just an overview. Since the screen that I selected was an overview of what I had to do and was more expert than what I am, I went to the house, and then I saw that what appeared on the screen was guided mode and expert mode. Expert mode would be for an experienced sewer. I am a novice, as I told you before, so I'm going to hit guided mode. To hit the folder, I'm going to go back here and I'm going to find it. As I advance my page, I see these following directions. First one is, this says to unthread the following thread paths. Left needle, right needle, upper looper, lower looper. If you need assistance as to how to do each, you're going to open this up because these are little videos. And it will show you step by step as to how to remove the thread from the needles. All right? I'm going to close that out. Likewise, the same thing here with the right needle. Close that out or stop. If you want to stop it because you want to see exactly where they were in that particular part of the instructions, you can stop the video, then hit play again. Okay, I'm going to close that out because even though I'm a novice, I know how to remove the thread there. Upper looper again, you're going to see a video where to cut it and how to remove it. One more time here. Same process. Okay, I'm not going to move on because I want to listen to all these directions first, so I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to put my little pen down in the little magnetic area, and I'm going to open the machine up, okay? First, I'm going to remove my thread bin because someone had been sewing that overlock stitch. I'm going to remove this door, and I'm going to remove this as well. It's all laced neatly. You'll see all the accessories in here. So I'm going to listen to it. I don't believe you have to follow it word by word. You just have to remove everything wherever it says. So I'm going to just start cutting away. Cut, 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 cut. And I will later on remove those threads that I don't need and put them aside because I don't want them to get tangled up. I missed a thread here, little blue. Okay. So I'm just going to pull these guys out of the loopers just like that. And then I'm going to pull the threads out of the needles. Just like that. Okay. Just like a sewing machine, once it's unthreaded, I should be able to pull these threads out without any issue. It might take a little bit of little bit of turning the hand wheel a little bit to ease it out, but I got it all out. All right, so here we are. So I'm going to put that aside because that was a beautiful sample somebody did. I'm going to keep my door open because I think I'm going to have to do more things with the door open. Okay, I'm going to attach a new presser foot. I have a C11 on now, and I've got to put on a C13. There is a video to show me how to remove the foot, but even as a novice, I know how to do that. So I think I can just show you how without playing the video. So you can use me right now. I'm going to remove the C11 from its nice little plastic bag. And all the feet are numbered, so you'll know exactly which foot you're using. Although this machine is a quilter's edition, it does come with the C13 foot because that performs a lot of those cover stitch stitches. There is a little release button in the back, and I'm just going to depress it, and the foot comes out. Okay, there's a bar here to provide support to the fabric and the foot, so I'm just going to gently maneuver that away, and I'm going to put my foot away, hopefully in one of these pretty little tins that come with the machine. Okay, and there it's stored for safekeeping. I like that about Bernina. There's a specific place for every accessory it has. Okay, now I'm going to put this foot on. So we've got this little indented bar area. I'm going to clip that through the opening back over here. So I'm going to approach it from the back, and I'm going to gently maneuver this bar over here. Okay, and I think I got it lined up, and maybe not. And then I'm going to raise and lower my presser foot to have it snap in place. There we go. You hear the snap? It's in place. All right, so I've done that part of it. I'm going to adjust my presser foot pressure, which again, you can look at the video, and it's over here. Even though it looks kind of funny and they got this little weighted thing, that's presser foot pressure. That means how much pressure is applied to this foot. So I'm going to raise this up, and it said number 4. And you'll see the number 4 here, and it's aligned up to where it should be. All right, I am now going to maneuver next screen. Okay, it says to do the needles first. So I'm going to. So I just need 1 needle in the right chain. Now, from what I've learned from Marianne the expert, maybe I don't need it in the right chain. I like it in the center, which is CC, because that way I can see exactly how to line the fabric up properly. So I might not listen to this. We'll see what happens. And I'm going to insert my needle into the center chain position, needle position, all right? Okay. Again, they're going to show you how to insert a needle, but I can show you all of this. But I'm not going to be around, and maybe you don't want my advice. Maybe you want to follow the video because it's not as noisy, all right? So let's do it. So all your tools are here. So it's a nice convenient spot to grab. So I'm going to pull out my needle inserter. Okay. So it's a needle inserter and needle threader combo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove my needles and maneuver them around. So I'm going to also take out my screwdriver. And it's very small, and these little, what would you call those, screw heads, are very tiny. So you have to be very careful when you use this. Don't over screw, because the screw will fall out and fall in the machine. Don't ask me why I know that. But you need to loosen and tighten them when you use them. So when you're loosening a screw to remove a needle, you have to retighten that screw back up so you don't lose it. All right? So I'm going to remove that needle from here because we're not going to use these needles. We're going to be putting them here. All right? Okay, how are my eyeballs today? So lefty loosey, here we go. I think I gave it enough oomph that I can just take that guy out. It's coming. I love this thing because it won't fall into the machine. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in this little padding area here. I think it's like a little piece of foam, so it keeps your needles in place. So it's like a nice needle keeper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this needle and I'm going to put it over here. But first I've got to retighten up that thing that I told you. You know, I gave you a little lecture about retightening, so I'm going to do righty-tighty and close that guy up so I don't lose that little screw. There are replacement screws available, and don't ask me why I know that. I think I've ordered a few already. Okay, so I'm going to take that guy out. Okay, I'm going to keep him here, and I'm going to tighten the screw back up. Okay, how are my eyeballs today? Let's see. I've got to find the screw hole for this guy. And I believe that's him here, right? So I've got to put him in the proper place. So you're going to see that there's guides as to where to put them, and you're going to make sure that your flat back of your needle's there. So I'm going to hold that into position, like so he doesn't move around once I get him in position. So you see that there's these little grooves here? That helps me guide it because I've got the center opening here, and I have a feeling that it's going to help me guide it into the right opening for the center needle position. Here we go. Up it goes. If I have it in properly, you'll see the nail head, it's not a nail, the needle head rests right on top of that center needle position. Okay? So I think I've got it in the right spot. And you want to make sure it's upright all the way, or you're going to get poor stitch quality, or the machine might not even stitch at all. Everything has to be in its proper place. Okay. There she goes. I'm going to keep this out because I think I'm going to need it a little bit later. So I'm going to put it out there. Okay, we've done that. I'm going to move on to the next page. See how patient the machine is? When I become an expert, it's going to be done lickety-split. But right now, I need everything. Okay, deactivate the knife. This knife is up. When we're doing a cover stitch, we don't need the knife, so we're going to get rid of it. Okay, so I am going to figure out how to do that. There's a knob to the side. Or a lever, I should say. So I'm going to move this lever and watch what happens. The knife went bye-bye. I'll do it again. It's up, and now it's deactivated. Thank you, video. All right, and now I'm going to adjust the cutting width. That's how wide the fabric is cut. And it's going to go to 5. And you see this little icon here? It matches this. So if you don't need the video, just pay attention to this. Right now it's on 6. I think that's like the default setting. I'm going to move it down to 5. There we go. Okay, next page. I'm going to attach the cover stitch insert. That's this little table here. And currently it's got this guy on it. I am going to put my new table on, which looks like this. So it's going to go like that. It's going to cover up this opening. All right, so I'm going to leave this in my lap. I'm going to double check with my video because I sounded like I was a know-it-all, and I am not. Yep. So it says to open everything up and insert it. So I have to remove what we have here. I'm going to pull this off. It pulls off really easily. There's guides as to where it should go. I'm going to leave it to the side right now. And I'm going to put this table on. So I have to figure out, it's going to go like this. So I've got to lay it down like this so that it comes out properly. So we've got these slots here. We've got this. This goes up over that tab, and I'm going to insert it. I believe it's on properly. It should close properly if it is. I haven't done a few things here. You notice the door didn't close. I have to do certain things here to make everything run smoothly to create that cover stitch I want. So it's not letting me do that because not everything is set up properly yet. But the table's in place. Okay, now I've got to deactivate the upper looper. Okay, see this guy? That's the upper looper. He's going to hide. He's not going to be here anymore. He's going to be tucked up underneath here. So we're going to figure out how to do that. All right, video here. We've got this knob. We are going to turn that knob to the left. Do you see that? And now we're going to use our foot pedal and we're going to pump it. Watch what happens to this. Did you see that? It disappeared. It tucked up under. Okay, so now it's resting right here. No setup looper, okay, no converter looper, that's that other thing, because we're not using the upper looper at all. Set roll temp selection lever to 0. Roll temp selector is here. It's at 0. Or O. Sorry, O for overlock. Okay, now we have to do some threading. We're going to thread the chain looper, and we're going to thread the right chain, not right chain, because we decided on center chain. So this should be CC. I'm using an expert's opinion. So we're going to bypass this. It should still work, but we threaded the center needle. So let's get that going. All right, so we can look at the video if we want. And I'm going to raise the foot back up. Okay. And I'm going to check something. See? I wanted to just check. I wanted to make sure that I was supposed to leave this down because that hides that upper looper. But because that door didn't close before, it was because this knob wasn't in the right position. Now everything closes seamlessly. Okay. So everything is kind of listed here. So we're going to be threading the needle. So this is the center needle. This is for that cover stitch. So we're going to follow everything through the right thread path. So we are loading up for center chain. According to the video, I know it keeps playing here, but I'm seeing a yellow thread. Now your thread color doesn't have to be yellow, but it's indicating I'm using this yellow thread stand and thread path. So I've got white on here. Maybe I don't want white. You know what? In fact, maybe I don't. I'm going to be fancy. And maybe I want, and I don't want to confuse you, maybe I want red to be my yellow. Because I'm making my chain stitch. So I'm following the yellow thread path. That's what's important. Make sure when you're threading that your presser foot is up. Okay, and then we have to make sure that you hear that click, that it's in tension. So I'm going to follow the path. I said yellow, so I'm going to follow yellow. But because it's overlock, I'm going up and around here. And then I'm going to go up and around here. And then I'm going to go to center needle, which is right to the left of this, on this side. And you'll see how it flows down, and it's going to get right into my center needle, which is right here. Right here, okay? So I'm going to click that in place, and it's resting in front of my needle. You know what? I'm in the wrong one. I think I want it in here because I want it to lay right in front of my needle, okay? So I put it through that guide there instead. Okay, now I'm going to go back and get my handy dandy needle inserter, and now it's become a needle threader. So I'm going to place this guy in parallel. You'll see a little arrow here. And I'm going to slide it down the needle. And as I do it, the wire's going to pop up and poke my thread through. Okay, it poked it through. I'm going to pull it out. And there we go. Now, this also contraption is used, see this little hook here? It could be used to pull it, to make it easier for you. All right, so there's a little hook on top that you can use to pull. I think I can put this to bed now because I've used it for threading the needles, and that's all this is used for. So I'm going to lay it back where it belongs. I'm going to put this underneath my presser foot, up and around, so it lays behind it. I'm going to close my video. And now I've got to thread my chain looper. You've got these 3 holes here. The chain looper is that lavender purple color. Again, I can look at the video and it shows you it should lie there. I'm going to be fancy and I'm going to use a decorative thread and we're going to see what surprising things happen. It's rather thick. I believe this might be a 30 or 12 weight thread, and we're going to put that in this looper. Because this is a narrow spindle, I'm going to remove this because it won't work. It won't fit. And I'm going to put it in a safe spot. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we've got to close those tubes. And let me backtrack, or we're going to see what happens. So this should be over here. So I'm going to turn this, and I'm going to pump my pedal again. And these tubes should close right down here. You see them locked? Now they're locked. So I'm going to keep them locked when I thread my chain looper. So I'm going to follow the purple path up and around. And I'm going to click it into tensions just like that. And now I'm going to feed it through the port. I'm not as handy dandy as Mary Ann is. And she's a great tweezer person. I'm going to try my hand at it. Give myself a length of thread. Just be careful because everything gets caught up in here. Now I want enough of a lead so that this length of thread will successfully feed up and through into the chain looper. So in order to have it feed through the loopers, I've got to pump my pedal. Here it goes. Let me give it a little more oomphy because it went through, but I don't see it. There it is. Okay, there she is. And now I can pull it and put it in the back. All right, right where that other thread is. Okay, was there anything else I needed to do? Let's see. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to reopen these tubes. Watch what happens when I don't follow through, okay? It won't shut. What the heck did I do wrong? You have to look at what you've done. And what you didn't do was you didn't open the tubes. Now the tubes are open. Now watch what happens when I do that. Everything closes very nicely. Look at that. So the machine makes it kind of foolproof. So when you think it's the machine's fault, it's actually you, the driver or the user. So just make sure you follow through all the steps and everything will go smoothly. All right, are we ready yet? We are, because if you've got everything properly threaded up, the screen to actually sew pops up. And then it shows you your thread tension, all that kind of stuff. All right, so let's see it stitch. I was gonna put this thread bin back, but I don't even need it because my knife is down. No thread is gonna be cut when you're doing a cover stitch. So I'm putting this back here. And with the chain stitch, you're gonna see your needle thread on the top and whatever happens, your chain on the back. So I purposely put my denim down with the right side facing the machine bed, all right? And let us see what happens. I'm gonna stick that right under there. We can start at the beginning. Let me make sure I've got everything so it won't get entangled. Okay, good. I'm gonna make sure my threads are lined up properly. And let's see what happens. Here we go. See, with this too, I can make it pretty and swirly, and I can go out of control like this. I'm chaining off, but look what happens when I chain off. It's making a really nice chain that you could use for tassels, for a necklace, for yarn. Maybe you want to crochet with this. All right, and now let me flip it over the right side. And you'll see a cool looking chain. I might have to make some adjustments. Or is it it's just the nature of the thread actually. It looks kind of funny because I have red thread and it zigged and zagged on top, but look at this nice chain. Thank you for letting a novice show you how to use a very special machine. You're going to get many more expert videos from Mary Ann, but I just wanted to show you the ease of use the L890 can give you in the guided mode, and that even a novice can create beautiful things. One can only hope. Okay, thank you. Have a good day. Bye.